so I already started taking the X-bar part. I'm gonna go ahead and take the whole interior part, go through it, make sure there's no rust. If there is, get rid of the rust. Paint the areas that have rust after I remove the rust, and put everything back together. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on removing the X-bar and then removing all the plastics and then the carpet. So let's get to it. So what we need to do here is we need to remove all the wiring harness, and the reason being is because the car, well, Junior Race Wiring is going to come over once I collect all the parts I need and have everything ready, and he's going to make me a new wiring harness, both engine and body harness. So I need to take off as much of the harness as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I got all of the wiring removed from the engine bay, from the chassis, and also the engine harness is removed. I'm going to finish removing the wiring from the interior. Also, I took apart the whole interior just to get all of the wiring out. I know it's kind of a mess right now. I took off the dash. I took off all the wiring that runs through there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish removing the wiring. Remove the wiring from the dash, clean up the inside a little bit, and just get it ready for what's coming, you know. And also I did get this rotary 13B1 oil cap right here, and it's pretty dope. It's aluminum, so it's actually polishing. That is how I want to do the rest of my engine. I want to polish it up and make it look all nice and chrome. So I'm gonna probably do that. I don't know where. I found a company that does it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go through them or through somebody else. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and remove the rest of the wiring. Alright, so this right here is all the wiring, both of the chassis wires that came off from the 93 and the 94 that was hanging off the driver's side. And this one right here, I'm not sure. Oh, I believe that was part of the wiring for the inside of the vehicle. I still need to remove the dash one. And here is a lot more wiring. I believe that was inside the vehicle behind the dash, and then all the wires for the alarm came off, and we got the heater core over there and a couple other parts that came off as well. And I have a mess, excuse my mess. And right here we have the engine wire harness that came off, and right here we have a bunch of different wires for the airbags and etc. We just have a bunch of wires. Alright, so all the wiring is completely removed from the interior, from the engine, from the chassis. Basically, all the wire harness is removed except for the plugs that plug into the lights. I was told to keep those and cut about 6 inches out just in case. So the reason I took off all the wiring, all the interior, first of all, was to remove the rust, which I still need to do, and I'm getting to that. So the reason I did that is because I'm going with the CD7 AEM race screen dash, and I'm going with the AM ECU with the custom wire harness all through the chassis, all through the engine. So that way we get rid of the whole clutter of wires and old wiring that the car had that was pretty beat up. And that's the reason why I did it, because the wiring was like beat up. So I'm getting rid of basically all the stuff I do not need and only keeping the stuff I do need. We're going race car mode on a show car, but I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with the vehicle yet, so I mean, might as well put all that stuff on there. I mean, I really didn't want to go with the race screen dash, but the cluster was going out and I didn't want to find a used one. And I'm not sure if they sell new ones or not, but I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna go with that. So that's the route I'm choosing to go. And with that being said, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So Junior Race Wiring is going to do all my wire work, and hopefully the car turns out amazing. I'm pretty sure it will. And I do need to buy a couple more stuff like for the dash or whatever, but it'll be worth it at the end. Once the car is completely finished and ready to hit the streets, it will be 100% worth it. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I will be taking the car to Junior Race Wiring, or he might come actually do all the wire work here. So we'll see in the near future. Might be a couple months from now, because I still need to buy all the parts that I do need, all the sensors, all the coil packs, the whole 9 yards I need to get. So with that being said, it's going to take quite some time, but we'll get it done, and that means amazing content for you guys. So just stay tuned. Make sure to hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe button. Keep updated and hit the bell notification to get notified every time I post. With that being said, I'm going to end this video here at range. Keep on rotating. Peace.